Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I dive into this lesson, I want to give all honor and all praise due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ukagadash, Dabban Scrimmage, to other possible teaching of well. Peace, salutation to the whole elected scattered abroad across the four winds of this planet that's enduring all things, soldiers, Mashiach, Yahushai, and the shalom to the sincere Akim that's out there pushing this word across the four winds of this planet. Keep doing so to those that may be, and also enduring all things, soldiers, Mashiach, Yahushai as well. And the shalom to the sincere Aquathium that's out there reverencing their husbands, being a pillar of rest. Keep doing so to those that may be. Okay. So this lesson is entitled, with this article, it's entitled, Freight Rail Shutdown Could Jeopardize Fuel Supplies Nationwide. Okay, now, if you don't know what freight rail is, basically do something with trains and stuff like that, and basically it's shut down, and basically fuel supplies like diesel, regular gas, and stuff like that, and plane fuel and stuff like that, and they things are getting shut down. This can jeopardize everything, meaning like, there'll be gas shortages, diesel shortages, and everything runs off pretty much off diesel, such as trains run off diesels, trucks, semi trucks run off diesels, diesel, and certain other things run off diesels, like construction equipment runs off diesel, so a lot of things can suddenly just collapse, which America's on its way way of doing is collapsing. Okay, and basically this could cause a famine too, because a lot of food gets shipped via through diesel vehicles, man. Okay, but we can read in this article, and we can get some scriptures, and Lord will this be edifying to those that may watch. It says President Joe Biden on Monday asked Congress to intervene to prevent an economically crippling freight rail strike, even though it means delivering a defeat to his allies in the labor movement. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi immediately announced she would call a vote this week to carry out Biden's request, which would mean that paid sick leave for 115,000 workers involved in the negotiations won't be included in the deal. Biden had held out for months seeking Congress, congressional action, instead opting to give the freight rail industry 12 of its unions more time to negotiate a contract. But as warnings mounted that a strike could begin as soon as December 9th, threatening to interrupt U.S. power and water supplies and devastate the broader economy, the pro-labor pro-rail president said Monday that he saw no path to resolve the dispute at the bargaining table. Development came 2 months after Labor Secretary Marty Walsh held an all-night bargaining session at his agency headquarters that produced a tentative deal, temporarily diffusing the strike threat. Bear with me. What it says, some in Congress want to modify the deal to either improve it for labor or for management. However, well mentioned, any changes would risk delay and debilitating shutdown that the agreement was reached in good faith by both sides, he said. Though a bitter pill for labor to swallow, enacting the agreement would put an end to the cliffhanger deadlines that had loomed every few weeks since summer, and allow all manner of industries that depend on freight rail shipments to stand down. From doomsday preparations, freight rail moves many bulk goods, including grains for people and livestock, energy supplies, even chlorine to ensure companies have clean drinking water, nodding to the looming holiday season, Spidey said, "We cannot let our strongly held conviction for better outcomes for workers deny for outcome select outcomes for workers deny workers the benefits of bargaining they reach and hurled this nation into devastating rail freight shutdown." So hey, you know, if this keep heading down this path, then hey, there's gonna be a lot of shortages and everything, man. So not just fuel, whole food, whole grains, just food in general, man. Water, clean water, gone, you know, because the Lord is tearing this place down, man. Okay, so hey, there's suspect a lot of shortages to be coming over the course of months, man. Okay, so hey, man, it's high times we living in as we speak. Okay, now let's go ahead and get some scriptures. Okay, let's get the book of Ezekiel, Second Ezra, chapter 9. Second Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1 through um, 6. And it says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." Right? They, Salakia. Salakia. Didn't want nobody to interrupt me. Continue on. It says, verse 3. We're reading this, and it says, "Then thou shalt understand that it's the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." And hey, what we are doing, we are measuring the times diligently within itself. We are seeing, things popping off in the world. We are seeing mass shortages in the world, riots and uproars of people in the world, you know, and these things was already prophesied, man. So hey, we are at the end of a kingdom, man. We are at the end of a rulership, and the beginning of a new one, that's gonna last forever and ever. Okay, that's why, hey, the Lord is visiting this place, man. Destroying things, man. Screwing Esau's plans up, man. Okay, uh, verse 4. And it's Salakia, verse 3. And it says, "Then, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world," right? You got a lot of protests is happening. You know, you got a lot of riots happening because over there in China, there's something happening over there. I got to look into it and see what's going on. But, there's uproars of the people, because people are getting fed up, and, this is what you got happening in the world, okay? Verse 4. "Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days of old that were before thee, even from the beginning." Right. So these things were spoken and prophesied already from the beginning for these things to play out like this. Okay. Verse 5. "For like as all that is made in the world had a beginning and the end is manifest." Right, the end is manifest before our very eyes. We are seeing things fall before our eyes. We are seeing the fall of our enemy before our very eyes. We are seeing these heathens losing their rulership, you know, right? That's it on that. Let's get the book of Ezekiel, chapter 14 and verse 13. Ezekiel chapter 14 and verse 13. Because it mentions something about, shortage of grains. Okay. This is Ezekiel chapter 14 and verse 13. And the reason it says, "Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out my hand upon it, and will break the staff of bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it." Right. And did not Babylon the great sin against the Lord? Yes. Go into Revelation 18 chapter. What did the Lord say? We can get it. Okay. Revelation chapter 18 and verse 5. For her sins have reached into the heaven, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquities. Right. The sins of this place literally reach into the heavens via this devil's space stations, and the filth of the filth of this place, man, the wickedness of this place, man. The Lord sees these things. Okay. That's why it says, when that land sinneth against me, I will break the staff of bread. And the Lord is going to do that, man. Cause a famine to enter into the land. Both famine of the word and both physical famine. Okay. Because people gonna be trying to search for this word and they ain't gonna be able to get it, because it should have got it when it was hot. Okay. But now, hey, the Lord finna pull those living waters up, and hey, that knowledge not gonna be out there because you could have been trying to get it while it was there. So, hey, man, this is a famine coming towards this place. Okay, thus saith the Lord, because the end is made manifest. Okay. And, this is also going to spike inflation, because when there's a shortage of things, hey, and there's more supply for demand, hey, that can cause an inflation on something, Now, let's get Revelation chapter 6 and 6. A reason it says, Revelation chapter 6 and verse 6, and I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. Right, and this is going into the inflation, and how things gonna get more expensive. How like a regular thing of bread it can be like $2 now. It's gonna jump up to like fucking $50-something, possibly $200. And before every fall of a kingdom, inflation happens, man. Go back into the Roman Empire. What happened with the Roman Empire? Inflation hit. So the same thing is coming back. The Lord said there is no new thing under the sun. Hey, inflation is about to come back into this place. Okay, and that's what things gonna get very expensive. Especially for those that are in need. Such as you got a lot of Israelites that are that don't have it that well. But hey, it's eventually gonna hit the wealthy. The middle class too. But at the same time, this is going to happen. Inflation and a famine. And when it says, see thou hurt not the oil and the wine, that's going into the, the truth, and the wisdom and stuff like that, So let's go back to 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, verse 20 through 21, and I'm going to jump down. And the reason it says, I'm going to start at verse 19. And it says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, and the beginning of famine and great death, and the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. Fear, the beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Okay, this is the beginning. And what did Yahweh say? All these things are the beginning of sorrows, man. So these are the beginning of sorrows. Okay, that's going to take place upon this place. And that's only the beginning. And it's only going to get drastically worse. Thus saith the Lord, it's only going to get worse from there, then on out. And if you're now the elect, I pray and hope that, I am, and you brothers and sisters are as well, of the hopeful elect, because the hopeful elect going to be guided through those times, man, okay, via the strange miracles, via the strange works, that the Lord promises that he's going to do, okay. Verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals should be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Right? So, hey, there is evils growing in the earth, and hey, that's causing death and famine to spring forth, and that's going to happen, man, in this lifetime, okay? This is going to happen in this lifetime, and trust me, and trust the scriptures, man. The scriptures tell you, man. You know that the end is made manifest before our eyes, man. Okay. Verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. You know, so hey, you're gonna have a lot of hell breaking loose, man. When them supply, when that supply and demand gets cut, hey, it's gonna get bad out here, man. You know, you're gonna be seeing people literally kill each other, man, just for some bread, man. Because the Lord's gonna smite this place with famine, man. All right. Verse 22, verse 23. And it says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. Okay. Verse 37, this one I'm jumping down to. I think I'm jumping down multiple times. Yeah, I'm right here. That's my other lesson I got planned. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 37 through 39. Well, 42. Well, I'm getting verse 40, Salakia. And it says, behold, the plagues draw nigh, and are not slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains, compares her womb, which pains when the child come forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it every side. Right? Basically going into, metaphorically speaking, when a woman is pregnant, and when that time and that day come for her to give birth, she feels pains on every side. Basically what's going to happen within this world, these prophecies just going to be brought forth, man. It's just going to be brought forth. The baby of prophecy got to be get brought forth, man. Okay? And it's going to hit, So if you're not the elect, you don't got this truth, and you basically going to be asked out here, man. Okay? All right? Verse 40. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. So hey, we gonna have to be on the move in that day, man. Because when things pop off, we gonna have to be on the move. Okay. All right. So that's it on that. Get 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 19. I'm signing off. And it says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. And that's what the prophets are doing, going down the highways and byways, making these videos. We are speaking via from the Lord, man. Okay, when we bring out these scriptures, okay, we are basically the Lord's voice piece, okay, voice box, okay. Verse 2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Right, these scriptures, okay. Verse 3, fear not the imagination against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful should die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Right, and these are all the things that the Lord is bringing upon this earth, okay. The sword, people killing each other, okay. Famine, people starving, to death, okay, and destruction, the ultimate being World War III with the ICBM missiles hitting America, man, and destroying this place, the destruction. And it says, for wickedness has exceedingly polluted the earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Right, once again, the sins of this place has reached into the heavens, man, okay. Verse 7, therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And we are complaining about how messed up this place is, man, how wicked this place is. We tired of seeing, these rainbow people walking around. You know, we are tired of seeing the oppression of our people. You know, we are tired of having to wake up early in the morning just to go get paid, man. You know, we are tired of being the underdog, being under on the bottom. You know, we tired of all that, man. Okay. Um, verse 9. And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter, and I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with the plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Right. When it says, I will smite Egypt with the plagues as before, this was the modern day Egypt. Okay, it's speaking about America. Okay, because those same plagues that the Lord brought upon ancient Egypt, that He gonna bring them same plagues back, but they gonna probably be 10 times worse, man. Okay, a darkness that covered the land, that it was a darkness that was so thick, that was so dark to the point that you felt the darkness, man. Okay, monstrous apparitions appearing. Okay, and the Lord bringing all those plagues back, man. Okay, thus saith the Lord. Okay. Uh, Continue on, and it says, where was I at? God, I was at verse 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with the fearful constellation. Basically, the Lord now allowing, things to prosper her, as in like, the food and stuff and the famine, because only the elect don't get the food, man. Only the elect gonna eat, because the Lord gonna cause the plants not to bring forth no food no more. The Lord gonna cause, break that staff of bread, man. Okay. Uh, Salakia. Verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, right? Going into civil war within on America's soil. Okay. For there should be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power, right? They should not regard their kings nor their princes. Basically, going into, they're not gonna regard, their local governments, man. That city mayor, they ain't gonna regard them, man. Okay, you already seeing, that they already protesting. Soon it's gonna turn into a riot. Okay, and that's going to happen. The uproars of the people. Okay. Uh, Verse 17. A man should desire to go into a city and shall not be able, but because of their pride, and the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and man shall be afraid. And a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their house with the sword and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right, man, going into, that famine. People gonna be killing each other. And, ultimately cannibalism is coming back into the earth, man, where people gonna just start eating each other, man, because of how hungry they gonna be. Like I said, if you're not the elect, then hey, you gonna be asked out here, man, because you ain't gonna be defended in that day. You gotta, come into this truth and this knowledge, man. Believing in Yahweh Shemi Shai gonna do the miracles that he said he's gonna do. Okay? But hey, I pray and I hope that this lesson is edifying to those that may watch, giving no honor, no glory, no praise is due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kwagadash. To that time, to that video, Shalom, Koma Sharala, Badabah.